what can't you do?
Let me tell you
She said, I can tell you what I can't do. Okay, what can't you handle?
I can't settle down with like the rappers, the trappers, like.
Why?
Yeah.
Because they're just a good time. You go to the club, you pop a bottle, I go home and I sleep.
Wow.
There's nothing. I can't take you home. You probably don't have credit. How are we going to buy a house? I'm trying to be a clinical psychologist, doctorate. How do I take home a trapper, a rapper?
Yourself, a bit more about you, what you do
outside
of, obviously, tell us.
There's more to Jopearl.
Hold on, because I remember when I did my meeting with you,
it was both of us,
you, right?
No, it was us two.
Oh, it was you.
She don't even know what we look like.
What, do we all look alike?
Yeah, all Nigerians look alike.
Racist.
Racist.
No, someone was like, oh, you're very organised, the way you sent the email. I was like, did you expect me to be a jagaban?
No, you know some people, their approach is not.
Yeah, bro.
I won't lie. If I was in that meeting, I'd have said the same thing.
Yeah, it was. I loved it.
All you
influencers, we're picking you up. Why can't you take it?
No.
Because not everybody approaches us. I don't understand. She came rigid to fight.
It was a compliment.
I'll say it was about the mannerism.
Yeah, we loved it. Not everything.
Just in general. Yeah, just in general.
Like we loved your approach.
But then that also made me think, what did you expect?
No, it's nothing about expectation.
Some people just
I have no expectation. It's just that we loved the manner in which you composed the email.
Okay.
You had a structure, you had a plan in mind.
Oh, yeah.
I just appreciate it.
Yeah. But some people come to us and they don't necessarily.
Imagine you're complimenting someone, she wants to attack you.
No. I said thank you.
But now you're coming back. You've been thinking about it.
He said,
hold on a minute.
I just wanted to pull you up.
He said, hold on a minute.
I hear it. But
how do some people come?
Just not prepared. Or not, they didn't think about. They don't think.
I want to jump on. I don't know what I want to talk about. I don't know what dates I'm free. Like,
really?
Yeah, just like, come on. But you knew when you wanted. You know what you want to talk about. It was good.
Oh, okay.
Like a woman with a plan. Which is good. Well, going back to what you were saying though. So you're talking about your work, your line of work.
Yes, my line of work. So my 9 to 5 is I'm an assistant psychologist. So I work in adult community mental health.
Wow, that's tough.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, do you know what it is? Yeah, my job makes me mentally fatigued, and I feel like I prefer to be physically fatigued than mentally fatigued. Because when I'm mentally fatigued, I need like 3 weeks off.
Yeah, I hear that.
But physically, I can sleep and be okay the next morning. So it is a lot, but I do enjoy my job. I do enjoy like working with people, like seeing their progress, hearing people's stories. So many people are just such highly functioning like people, but they just suffering from the most severe mental health issues you'd never know. Some of them are so successful, like it's just, some of them have no family. It's an experience.
Is it a 9 to 5 job, or is it like, can you ever be on call or
hell no?
Like
I only do 9 to 5.
Yeah, it's just 9 to 5. Yeah.
Sorry, like
it's a lot.
Because I have a life outside of that, and I feel like working for the NHS, I do. I do like the fact I work for the NHS. It gives me stability. You can kind of get sucked into that choose and work over your life.
Yeah, most definitely.
And I'm very boundaried. Like, I will not do that.
So what if they could, would they have you on an on-call system?
They'll probably have me working out of hours and stuff, but I'm like, I don't stand up for that.
Big respect to you.
Honestly,
because even my mum works in mental health
does she?
as well. Yeah, she worked in it for many, many years. And I always say, I don't know how she does it. The patience you need for it. I even remember when I was younger, this was a time when me and my brother wanted to go to her office, bro. She came home and she had like black eye.
Yeah.
I said, what happened?
Hit her, right?
And then she said, one of the I said, we don't care if he's mad. We're mad. no, we're actually fuming. But she sat us down. She's like, listen, they need my help. Like, this is just part and parcel of the job. So I definitely like respect anyone that's in that field, because the level of patience you need, and also mental strength, because you have to be sane enough to not be affected by everything around you.
Yeah, I feel like it's quite sad how everything around you starts to become really passive and you start to desensitize though. That's one thing I don't like because there's certain things that I've seen that I'll explain to my friends or my mom and they're like, that's kind of traumatizing. And I'm like, is it?
Yeah, you just get used to it.
So that part is like, I don't like that part. You just literally desensitize. I mean, that's the only way you can really do the job.
Yeah. What made you like decide like this is something I really want to do? Like I want to, because it's quite a niche and difficult space to go into.
White dominated.
Yeah, well,
and it's hard. I wouldn't say I decided. I felt like it was a calling. It's the only thing I've ever really been interested in, psychology, like since school days. There's never been no plan B or anything else professionally. That was just always it. Can't explain it. But it's always been my passion.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
Wow, mate.
That's dope, man.
I could not. I'm sorry.
That's dope.
Yeah, I get what you mean about needing a trip then after that.
Yeah, you need a trip. Tough, you need mental breaks for sure.
So what do you do to like keep yourself? Is that the right way to put it? I was gonna say keep yourself sane, but like
keep yourself sane.
Honestly,
I have a therapist. I travel a lot. I do like to have a good time. Like my friends will tell you, I can be the life of the party. I prioritize. Like I'm very spontaneous. Like if I'm off work, I want to go out. I want to travel. I want to go eat. Like I'm always like, okay, work is done. Let me play. Yeah, that's usually it. Wow. Yeah.
You have to let
off
some steam.
Prioritize it.
Wait, let's circle back to that therapy thing. Like, so you think it's a requirement for someone in your field to actually have their own therapist?
Yeah.
And engage with them regularly?
It's a requirement for everyone to have a therapist and engage with them. Because we all have trauma in some way. Yeah. We all need an emotional release and we can all like better develop ourselves and our relationships with people. So I feel like definitely we're Africans. Mental health, therapy, these are all new concepts.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
We're dealing with generational trauma. We're dealing with maybe suppressed emotions that you don't even know about till you get older. So I think everyone needs therapy.
So you would definitely recommend that everyone should have their own therapist?
100%. Even if it's not long term, even if you just want to try it out.
What would you say? Yeah, what would you say to somebody that doesn't really sort of like believe in therapy?
No, I believe in it.
No, I'm just saying. But what would you say to somebody that told you?
I'll try to ask them why. Because most times it's a cultural thing. Most people have been raised in a home where mental health doesn't exist. Some cultures don't even have, or languages don't even have like a name for like things like depression and things like that. So it's just foreign to them. So that most times I find that's the reason.
Conceptually, it just doesn't exist in there.
Or sometimes they're just not really open to opening up and just exploring that part of themselves. It can be scary.
Yeah.
It's like Pandora's box. You don't know what's gonna.
You don't know what's gonna be unraveled. Yeah.
So that's you.
On a lighter note, though, you said something earlier that I said we'll pack.
What did I say?
You said you don't want to get married at all.
I was joking, don't do that.
We're bringing it back.
I was joking.
We're bringing it back.
I guess let's talk about love or money, marriage, all this type of stuff. So you said you were joking, but there must be some sort of like thought behind that comment. Is it
a reason?
I was joking, but I feel like the older I get, the more I learn about myself and the world and I experience different things, the more I'm like, do I want to get married? Am I going to meet the right person? Because I feel like I'm very outspoken, I'm very educated, I'm I've got a social media presence. It takes a specific type of man to be with me. And I feel like not a lot of guys have those characteristics, which kind of puts me off because I want to be my 100% authentic self. So when I think about things like that, I'm like, I'm not sure about marriage because I don't want to dim myself down just to be married.
So you're not sure about marriage because you're not sure if there's a suitable candidate which can essentially match the type of person you are and what you need.
And also just allow me to be me.
Yeah. Okay.
So when you say the characteristics, is it more personality based?
Personality, a guy with confidence. I feel like a lot of guys think they're confident, then they date me and they realise they're not. And then I suffer the consequences.
Nigerian.
She said, "What, you think you got sauce?"
You know, deep down,
I'm sure you got sauce.
Ayodele is coming.
I'm telling you.
No, I mean, like, it's quite.
I thought Sierra Leoneans were very calm and mellow.
We are like, but it's my reality, like, because I don't know, guys will think, like, and then you get to know them and they're just very insecure. And I'm just like, where is this insecurity coming from? Like, I didn't see it before.
What do you define as insecurity though?
Insecurity is in you can't handle attention that I receive. You maybe don't want me to post certain pictures.
Oh, I get you.
You don't want me to attend certain events.
Okay, I get you.
You have an issue with me being very expressive of my thoughts and my opinions. Yeah.
I know I can see his face.
Michael is
okay.
Let's have it.
Let's have it. She said, let's have it.
Go on, devil's advocate. Let's hear it.
No, but I'm just saying. So, yeah, you do have a subset of men who are genuinely insecure, but I feel like the term insecure has been so weaponized against men. I feel like men holding themselves to a certain standard shouldn't necessarily be, have the connotations of him being insecure. He might just not like something. And me personally, I'm at a point now where you can't gaslight me or try and bamboozle me with the title of insecurity.
But I'm not talking about those men. I like a man that holds himself to a high standard.
No, but I'm just saying, so and again, the conversation around this is very nuanced, right?
Okay.
Because it's like, it will be different depending on the situation. But for me personally, so you mentioned something like attention and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. If like a guy you were dating didn't particularly feel comfortable with the type of attention you were getting on social media.
Yeah.
Now, me personally, I would have told him, if it was my guy, bro, you know where you're walking into.
And that's my issue.
You got to chest it.
Because you know.
Got to firm it.
And that's my issue.
However, that would be my gripe with that person.
Okay.
However, for me personally, because for the most part, depending on whether it's your intent or not, the type of attention you'd be getting, especially for men, would be sexual.
Okay.
No guy is gonna love that.
Okay. But this is the
thing. You can't say man's insecure because I don't want other niggas giving my girl sexual attention. That's not insecurity. It's just
that's not what I meant.
Okay.
You not liking me getting attention doesn't make you insecure. You now
want to control the
way me and not allowing me to be myself
because of the attention I receive.
Because you feel like you're not worthy of being with me because there's 100 other guys. That is what I think is insecurity. And I think because you need to believe in your own source, because I chose you. So I'm not worrying about them. So why are you? That's my issue.
And I think the key for me here is like, I agree with her in a sense.
Actually, do you?
It's more so like, how does she engage with the attention?
Exactly.
Rather than the intention being what's causing you the problem, it's more so how... But I get your side. The fact that you don't like it isn't necessarily in and of itself a bad thing, but it's then how you react to it.
There we go.
Are you going to now be upset because somebody sent her a message, or are you going to be upset how she responded
a message
to
I'll
the
even
message?
ignore. I'll even ignore the message.
So it's one of those ones. It's more so like... It's not the message that's the problem. It's how she engages with the message. And I think that's the thing. But
for me... The main thing I need to be conscious of is how does she engage with me? Does she still make me feel like I'm the man for her and all that kind of stuff? I think that's key. But I actually agree with you. Like, if a guy has seen this is the following you have, this is the content you have, and they've pursued you, and then they start to go out with you and then a relationship with you, you can't now start saying, okay, I don't like this, change it.
That's what happens.
Which is, I think...
Do you know what it is?
Do
you know what it is though? I feel like but to kind of echo Michael's point, I feel like a little bit. I feel like there's a difference between seeing something, and feeling like you can handle it, and actually being in the situation and then seeing, because you know what it is, you're an individual. A guy might see a girl, and think, right, okay, cool, she's got X amount of followers, I'm confident, I can deal with it, whatever.
True.
But the key here is, when he sees how the relationships present themselves in real life, that's now where it gets. Because because it's like, some people, it's like, okay, cool.
Up to the task.
They may have met somebody in the past that had 100,000, 200, and it was cool. Because that person, they weren't as intertwined, or they weren't whatever. But they might meet someone else that may even have a bit less, but is a lot more exposed, a lot more, do you know what I mean? And they might not like that sort of side of things. So I don't think it's necessarily the number, but I get what you mean. It's more so just the individual being able to sort of assess the situation, because I don't feel like they change or it's that they get scared. It's just the reality of the situation sometimes is different than what they expect.
True.
Yeah.
But I feel like for me, an issue I have with that is the Jopearl that you see online isn't the Jopearl that you get in a relationship.
Of course.
So when I'm showing you the real me and I'm being vulnerable with you and you're still worrying about strangers that don't even know me, then like, bye.
Yeah. And that's why I said it's done how you engage.
How would you, on the flip side, handle a man who equally has a large following and let's say he posts content which is to do with how he looks as well?
I can't date a content creator.
Oh, really?
I can't. I
can't. Would you call that a double standard? Would you? Wait, hold on. Would you call that a double standard?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
It's giving insecure.
She's owning it though.
It's giving insecure.
And I watch. And not to be.
I'm talking specifically about a content creator. I don't have a problem being with a guy that's in the spotlight that does whatever.
Yeah,
but I'm talking about a content creator.
Okay.
I feel like just let me do my content. I don't need to be taking a
she
picture of you as well.
She said she got it.
Let me get a star.
She said she got it.
Like, guys, I just been saying.
No, sorry, I can't.
So like,
okay, I get it.
Okay, let's say he's a model.
That's funny.
That kind of.
But I don't want to be taking pictures of you too.
No, like he's actually a model. Like he's working with big brands. He's doing runways, that kind of stuff. So
I don't know why guys like that give me the ick. Like I want a man.
Guys like that give
what gives you the ick? Because it seems like there's a list.
Like, I don't know. I just want I just want a man. Like I like a man.
What's a man to you?
Not a model. I don't know. Guys, they show me. I'm sorry.
That's rough.
Wow.
I know, but I just.
Exclusive. Jopearl says.
Jopearl, if you're a model out there,
but you don't mind someone.
You are giving her the ick.
I don't mind.
You don't mind someone in the spotlight. It depends on what they're
spotlight.
doing in that spotlight.
Same way you said, it depends on how they're reacting
Exactly.
to the attention.
Yeah,
and as long as I feel like
yeah.
I'm your girl and you're doing things right by me, I'm okay. And obviously, as a woman, I feel like I know now that in order to deal with that, you also equally have to be confident.
Yeah.
You have to have your own going on for
100.
you. You have to be able to step up and compliment your partner. I know that, and I can handle that. So that's not a problem. But the whole content.
Have you ever been in a situation where you thought you could handle it and then it was like, wait, actually,
it's too much.
It's too much, or whatever?
I don't think so.
Let's build the Jopearl man. What is a?
I don't ever tell people my ideal man.
Really?
Because it allows people to morph into my ideal man.
Okay, let's not look at personality. Let's look at, because you already highlighted that.
But you have intuition, though.
Because you said
go out.
You are great. I love that.
Go away.
No, because you have intuition.
Like I said, I do have. But then if you rewind it back, I did say some people are really good at being deceptive.
Okay, let's avoid like.
I did say
building the characteristics.
Yeah.
Let's talk about in terms of the surface level stuff.
Oh.
Because you already said that you can't be a model. So if you're a model out there, if you're a content creator out there,
content creators.
Cool. She don't like you.
What sort of profession wouldn't you mind?
Could you be a 9-to-5er?
Yeah. I actually prefer a 9-to-5er, a quiet guy, a tech, and like be in the house.
You want a tech geek?
They're quiet. They stay in the house.
They're
just always coding. From my experience, they're always in the house. You know, like that's. Do you get
shock
it?
you.
From my experience,
he programming some shit.
From my
he programming alright. He programming alright.
Screaming.
Yeah, he programming.
Nah, I feel like okay.
So tech guys.
I can't, let me tell you what I can't. Let me tell you what I can't do.
I'll be programming.
What can't you do?
I can tell you what I can't do.
Okay, what can't you handle?
I can't settle down with like the rappers, the trappers,
Why?
Yeah.
Because they're just a good time. You go to the club, you pop a bottle, I go home and I sleep.
Wow.
There's nothing. I can't take you home. You probably don't have credit. How are we going to buy a house? I'm trying to be a clinical psychologist, doctorate. How do I take home a trapper, a rapper? It doesn't really align with my career as well.
No, but he could have his act together.
Yeah, he could.
He could be. He could
a
be.
Rapper? No, not a rapper. A trapper.
Okay, no. I'm talking more the rapper.
I'm talking about more,
I mean, a rapper, yeah, possibly, but then also
with a little buzz.
I feel like with rappers, I feel like they're just too accessible. Like I said earlier, certain people in certain industries are too accessible, and I just feel like you're going to be around a lot of women.
Would you say that's one of the insecurity?
I wouldn't say it's an insecurity.
Would you
I
say
was
that's
gonna
one
go
of the
there,
insecurity?
I was gonna
be like, oh, my
Jopearl, this is double standard.
I wouldn't say.
Jopearl, this is double standard. This is double.
No, let me dissect the
Obviously,
difference. The difference between men and women is, as a woman, I feel like men approach me. As a man, you approach women. So I feel like it's different in that aspect.
I'm gonna need you to expound a bit.
So what,
Yeah.
do you not trust that he won't approach, or?
I feel like men are more easily swayed than women.
Sorry, why? How?
I mean, from the beginning of time. Can go right.
Nah.
I mean, from the beginning of time, it was Eve. It was Eve that was swayed.
And Adam was easily swayed.
No,
because he trusted his wife. Because he trusts his wife.
The first to be swayed was
He trusts his wife. It was Eve that got swayed first. He said that apple don't look good. The apple look good.
Do you know what's so funny? I feel like you really didn't think about that one before you said it.
Nah,
You
Jopearl.
really didn't think about that one.
Jopearl,
You
you
really
mess
didn't
up.
think about that one.
Mess up.
You didn't think about that one.
Let's put it back.
You mess up big time.
What did I mess up?
You mess
Because
up.
I
Straight
was
from
a
the
woman.
beginning of time.
Example.
She was
To
the one that
support your
got
point.
I'm
spared.
talking in terms of like infidelities and things like that. Men are more known to be more, they're known to step out more than women would.
Doesn't mean they step out more.
They're known
just
to,
caught more.
I said.
They're known to, but I'm just
They're
saying,
known
women
to.
be doing under G.
Yeah,
They're
man.
known to.
Under G for real.
They're known to, but I feel like as a woman, then when you're fully committed to a man, it's really hard for you to. Because men can have sex and it's just sex. Women, most times, there's some sort of emotional attachment to it.
Some women will say,
These new brand of
I
women,
said
boy.
most times.
These new brand of women.
I said most times.
I feel like this is the propaganda they like to put out there so that we're blind.
No,
blinded.
it's
So
the
that we're
truth. I think
blinded.
it's the truth. It's the truth. It's
But
the
don't get
truth.
twisted now. There's lovely women out there though. For real.
Of course. I know
So-
there's lovely women out there. All my girls are lovely women.
only your girls are the loved ones.
Innit?
I don't know any other girls.
Don't worry, all my girls are lovely
I can
women
only,
too.
I can only
You
speak
get
for
me?
my girls, you know.
But I've never met a girl to like.
Say that their friend is not.
Yeah, bro.
Like so girls, all their
All their
girls
friends are
paying.
good looking. All their friends are
all their-
nice. Do you
all
feel
my
your girls
friends,
are good looking?
They are.
Huh?
But they are. They actually are.
They're all 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
So you've
one
never
kid.
had a friend that
Show
you
one
thought,
kid, show
you
one
know,
kid.
We might need to do a little makeover. You've never thought that about.
Not a makeover.
Let's be real. Not everybody is a
of
10 in this
course,
world.
of
Let's
course,
be honest.
Of course, there's been people in my lives I'm like, okay, let me know. Let me know.
She said everybody is a child of God.
We are all fearfully and wonderfully made.
She said everybody is a child of God. Let me just think.
You know what it is, yeah? I've just come to accept that everyone's different. I like to dress up.
Yeah.
Not everyone likes to dress up and do make like. So you just have to accept.
Everyone cuts their cloth. Yeah, no.
So not all your girls are.
No, they are. I said previously.
Okay,
Like,
so now they're all 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
So
I
question.
vouch for them.
Would you say you're operating in your baby girl era or lover girl era?
Oh, this is a
Because before
She
you
thinking about
mentioned
it, bro.
something, you were like how, you're at your core
Yeah.
a lover girl.
Yes.
However,
Yeah.
society is bringing out the
baby girl.
Baby girl.
baby girl in you.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot of thinking on this one.
what's this current mindset of?
Currently, I don't know. I feel like I'm neither right now. I'm just trying to focus on myself. I'll be honest. I'm really.
I feel like I hear this a lot.
No.
I'm working on me and my relationship with God.
I'm trying to get close to God.
Then you see this on. I'm working on myself.
You just see the 3-month
The has
pregnancy.
it. We'll talk on the pregnancy.
I've been working on myself.
Yeah, he shows.
And he's been working on you too.
Oh god. No, guys, for real, I'm not dating anyone. Like I'm not talking to anyone. Like I'm actually.
Not yet.
No, but I'm definitely like a relationship, like, be with someone type naturally, like I said.
Yeah.
But it's just me.
Okay.
Like genuinely.
That's the area you're in right now. Just
Yeah.
self-building, basically.
Yeah.
I hear it.
I mean, she's about to do a doctorate, slightly.
But if
it's
someone
a period that needs...
of the right caliber was to just slide in your, you get me, your peripheral, would you?
I don't feel like right now I want anyone, simply because I know my next relationship is going to be my last.
I love
Like
that.
that will be it for me.
Okay.
So I'm really just trying to soak up these being single, lack of responsibility.
My question, answered your question. That sounds a lot like baby girl.
No, but I didn't say baby girl because I don't want to be dating and
Not
getting
like
to
that,
know anyone.
no,
No, but
not
that's
in
what
that.
baby girl means.
But would
No,
you
but
go
not
to?
just-
But would would you go on dates though?
Baby girl can be done.
Because even though you're not looking for a relationship,
I'm not open to get to knowing anyone new. I'd say that. So if I were to go on a date, probably someone I already know.
Okay.
I wouldn't even. I don't know. I'm not going on dates at the moment.
Long story short,
I don't know.
Yeah.
You're at a stage where you're just building yourself.
Yeah.
Nah, I hear
That's
it.
fair to be fair.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So you hope eventually, once you get past this phase, then marriage could be on the
I
cards.
wouldn't say I hope. I'd like it to happen, but if it doesn't, I feel like I'm also okay with that reality.
So okay. So what's the? Because it almost seems like you have the indifference. Like you're okay if you do get married, but if you don't, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I don't think every woman. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think you grew up like that though.
No, I didn't.
I feel like when you were younger, it was like, oh yeah, I'd love to.
Oh
be
yeah,
married
it was all fairies, and I was Cinderella when my prince was coming.
So how did you get to that mindset then?
Reality.
We're living.
But
I stopped being naive.
But why do you subscribe to that idea of reality though?
I didn't subscribe to it. I think the world taught me that Disney is Disney and it's not reality.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like Disney's Disney, but I'm saying as in if you've always been of the mindset that, you know, you'd want to settle down and have a family, I feel like it isn't out of your grasp.
So I feel like for me, the whole notion of settling down and having a family, it's just been painted as this rosy picture, right? Yeah. And the older I've gotten, the more I've realized, relationships take work. My man might cheat. I might not love him. He might beat me up. He might be. There's so many different aspects of a relationship that as a woman or as a young girl, when you're being brought up, all of that is blurred.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All you think about is the wedding and the kids.
Yeah.
Reality is hit. I know that there's so much more to marriage than just we get married and we're living happily ever after. I don't want to be unhappy. Yeah. So if being unhappy is the only way I can get married, then I'd rather not be married.
Yeah, I hear it.
And that's my crossroads.
But then, isn't there a danger of that affecting who you engage with and how you engage with people? Because love always comes with a risk. You never know what you're going to get out of it, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that. But I feel like I'm so intent on being happy. I think if I'm not happy, it's not happening. Yeah,
no, I think this is a product of this generation.
If I'm not happy, it's not happening.
In a sense, I feel like
I'm not compromising.
Sounds fresh. I don't know why.
We live in and there's no this like it's proper. Do you know what I mean? Like I agree with you and I 100%. But I feel like we live in a dopamine era. Do you know what I mean? In a sense where, like we've said before on this pod as well, I feel like if it's not serving us in the way that we might want, I'm not saying that's how we feel, but we have the option and the ability and the accessibility to find what we want, or at least try to find what we want. And because that's always there and that dopamine hit is always there, sometimes it's not even the finding that makes us excited, it's that search. And the fact that we like to search or whatever is what keeps us on that hamster wheel of
I don't like to search. In an ideal world, I'd be like,
you want to be found
with my husband or something.
You want to be found
away.
But then at the same time, also obviously, being a woman, I'm sure a lot of people approach you.
A lot of people do.
So I'm sure you've probably found, or somebody of some reasonable stature has approached you in the past. Has there been nobody that you've just sort of like pushed to the side and it's like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, so is it everybody you've given a fair shot?
No, I haven't given everybody a fair shot. That's true.
But which is not possible, but yeah.
Yeah, I just, I think it's difficult for me because my happiness is very much my priority. Yeah. And I'm not even searching for a dopamine rush. I'm just searching for someone that's going to make me feel safe and build that environment for me. And I just feel like maybe because I'm 26, so maybe I don't know if I need to go date older or I don't know. But what I'm finding is that guys my age don't have the emotional maturity to deal with me because I literally work with people's emotions for a living. So I'm very in tune with my emotion. I can talk to you about how I feel. A lot of people don't know how to deal with that.
And I get that. And okay, it's cool. So I've got another question. With this generation, a lot of people want material things, right? Yeah. Or at least to be comfortable, to be able to do some level of soft life, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, would you be willing to sort of forfeit some level of comfort for a person that has all the emotional intelligence that you want?
Do you know what the funny thing is? Every time I've done that, it's bitten me in the ass.
Really?
Yeah. I just feel like as a woman, please, if you're still trying to build, just move on. Because you will suffer as a woman.
So you're saying like, no compromise then in it?
Do you know, it's sad. It's really sad because I feel like, let me just speak about just
and obviously it's no judgment, it's just the reality.
Just broadly speaking, like maybe past experiences. I feel like as a woman, we're nurturers. Yeah, you want to help your man and help him grow.
Yeah.
But what I found is when a man is still in that building era, not all of them know how to do that alongside being a good partner. And as a woman, you're the one that's getting the brunt of that. Yeah. So as much as I would like to grow with my partner, that's the type of person I am. I would like to. But my experiences haven't been the best when I've tried to do that. So now I just feel like I don't want to do that no more. Come when you're made, then.
When you're made. But,
and that's a shame because that's not what I ideally want.
Yeah. I hear it. So it's like a cycle of, but the thing is, I feel like, but then surely.
Go on. I was gonna say, like, you lose out in the journey though.
I want to be part of the journey.
Yeah,
this nigga in the journey.
But the thing is, I would want to be part of the journey, but
you said come when you're made.
Yeah, because that's how I feel now.
But then, don't you think such a man will then be more prone to cheat because there isn't that building the foundations and growing together? So I'm coming to you made. You haven't been part and parcel.
But there's no guarantee that he's not going to cheat anyway, or that he's not going to leave
the risk
you once
of love.
He's made. But that's the thing. I feel like for me, I can't risk that no more.
So rather you be rich, be made.
She's like, not rich. Just have your shit together. I think, right?
Yeah, just have your shit together.
Yeah.
I don't need you to be the richest man. I just don't want you to be a bum. I don't want you to be
What's
a bum. In an idea, a bum, you have no aspirations. You want me to do things and you don't want to do anything. You want to depend on me.
Oh, fair.
Like, I'm a really simple girl. Honestly, this generation has really, really, like, made me change. Like, and it's quite sad.
No, but I feel like it's both ways. I think it goes both ways.
Because it sounds like you're almost not giving up on love, but it's like
sound a bit jaded.
No, because
like you've been hurt in the past.
It's actually sad to hear.
Yeah,
it's sad to hear though. But it seems like
it's burning you.
I've been hurt. I wouldn't say it's burning me, but I feel like I'm just not naive anymore. And I feel like I'm very aware of like my experiences, how it's made me feel, and not wanting to repeat those experiences. And that's why I've gotten to this point. No.
Do you still believe in love though? Like,
of course.
Okay, cool.
Of course, I believe in love. I think love is beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's just very hard to find in this generation.
I hear what she's saying to an extent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like when you understand like life, and so I'd say from my perspective, when you understand women for who they are, it kind of takes a bit of the magic away.
Oh, that's it. Maybe I
from
understand
how you see women.
Do you know what they say?
Do you know
what they say?
I understand men for who they are.
No, because it's true though. Because sometimes I look at women and it's like from having female friends and getting an insight into how they think, how they operate and stuff.
Yeah.
And even like being in relationships in the past and stuff, and actually seeing women for who they are. I feel like before you have that experience, you romanticize the idea of women.
Yeah.
Just being so amazing and awesome. And
we are though.
Yeah, you are, but
okay.
Do you know what I mean? But once you actually get to know women for who they are, you actually see how fallible they are. And it's almost like that veil kind of drops.
Do you know, I think unfortunately for me as well, I feel like probably a lot of maybe girls that are a bit out there or, you know, very attractive, we really get to see men for who they are. You get to see how men react when you reject them. You get to see how men react when they see you, they're willing to risk it all for you.
Yeah.
Just make
And they're not just
so
strong
when I take
person
all of that into account, I'm like,
you man are jokers.
Yeah.
I hear it. I hear it.
That's fair.
I get that.
That's a great point.
I feel like Michael's saying, I feel like this is a both sides thing. It's not a gender-based sort of one is worse than the other or anything like that. I think it's just a human nature. When you have an understanding of, you know, there's a saying, the most oppressed people are the people that have all the knowledge or have a high level of knowledge or wisdom, because they have an understanding that the world is crazy. And a lot of people with a lesser level of understanding, they're living in bliss.
I was about to say ignorance is bliss.
They're enjoying in nature.
So what you're sort of explaining is because you've been, or some people have been so exposed and they have a good understanding. It's like, bro, I really understand the human nature. I really understand what can be done, and that's what gives that sort of then.
And let's also go back to my profession and what I do.
Yeah,
like I really, really, really understand human nature. That's my job.
But then I feel like the beauty of some of these or of relationships or like whatever is loving people for some of these imperfections that they have. You know what I mean? It's some of these nature like things that make them quirky or make them different, and some of the things that you might actually hate, because the reality of life is nobody's perfect.
Do you know what I mean? For perfection.
Not even. not even in that sense, but there's everybody has their own peculiarities, and I understand, and I think it's just finding the right peculiarities for you, innit? Obviously, everyone takes their time to find that, but I feel like for me personally, I think I found that sometimes when you're in the field, it's sometimes hard to really sort of be able to analyze properly what you're actually looking at or what you're actually seeing, because you're so fearful of being hurt or rejection or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes you don't actually see what's in front of you. Sometimes you're meeting people, they're cool or whatever, but that fear, that jadedness, is like, oh yeah, he might be someone that's gonna hurt me, so you might not give him that opportunity or whatever.
I don't think that's the case for me, you know.
Okay.
No, I don't think that's the case. I feel you feel enough.
Like every time you meet someone, you can instantly sort of you give the right assessment. There's never been someone
I'm not, because if that was the case, then I probably would never be hurt.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say that I don't, like, you're not gonna do something to me, and now I'm gonna say to Bissy, because he did this.
Okay, no. Cool. That makes sense.
No,
cool.
I give everyone a fair chance.
Sure. Yeah, and for me, I think that's the thing. And if you do that, then obviously, you'll find it eventually. It's just finding your right person, then, innit?
I think you're doing the right thing though, in terms of focusing on yourself. I think a lot of people, they don't appreciate the importance of having that selfish season of just building myself, working on my growth. And I think the best opportunity to meet someone is when you're working or walking in your purpose and doing the things that are edifying yourself. And you tend to just stumble upon the right person just because you're focusing on yourself. And I think the great thing from a female's perspective is that the guy's going to pursue you at the end of the day. So as long as I'm doing my thing, and I think as long as there's no double standard and whatever my expectations are of a man, I'm equally working hard in myself to be such a person that would attract such a man. I think that was one thing that I had to learn from a young age when I was asking for certain type of women, but I had to look in the mirror and say, okay, can I handle such a person? You know, can I even attract such a person? Because I can't demand these things if I'm not that. And I think as long as you're clued up in that sense, even someone say, I want a rich man. If I was a woman and I wanted a rich man, I'd focus on being rich myself because by default, I'll come around rich people.
Come on, he already has a question brewing.
Well, I was gonna say, do we feel like that's a question that enough people are asking themselves nowadays? What he just said, like, am I like good enough for the person I'm asking?
No,
you don't.
People just want.
I agree. They just want.
They just want.
Just for the sake of it.
Entitlement. Oh, that's nice. I want that. So no, I don't think. I don't think a lot of people reflect.
No, you finish it.
I was gonna say, and I think that's what makes things like cheating prevalent, because if I just want for the sake of wanting, and there's no actual foundations or anything I'm bringing to this relationship or adding value to this individual, and it's like an exchange of growing together, and I just want you for the sake of it, and I get you, and there's nothing of substance I'm actually bringing to it, it's very easy for that person to have a wandering eye, because there's nothing of value that's been exchanged here.
110%.
That's true. 110%.
Michael, you want to say?
I have a question for you.
Wow, Mike.
So
you're on a podcast and you're angry at questions. I don't understand.
I'm not angry. No, it's when he has a question.
Yeah, his questions are big.
No, you were about to beat me up for a question too.
I've diluted a lot of my questions because you people.
Don't dilute them. It's cool. Go
on. Let's move towards more like your content creation now.
Okay.
So, when you post on social media, so let's say on Instagram, how do you curate it? Like, what message are you trying to pass across to the world with the content you post? So from your pictures to videos and stuff.
So this is the thing. That's like, I went on a podcast and someone was like to me, you know that you're people's role models. I'm in the world of Jopearl, I know that, you know, automatically, if you're a content creator or people might look up to you and think there's a message here, I just like looking pretty and taking pictures, and I like to work with my favourite brands. And I look good. So I'm not trying to necessarily put out whatever message people are perceiving from that. I just look good. I like to work with this brand, and I'm probably getting paid for it. that is my focus. It's a business to me.
When you
start, much thought behind.
There's a lot of thought.
No, not in terms of how you create the content, but in terms of some people's like, I want to inspire.
When I do rag series,
so
that's different.
Okay. Question. So when
when I'm uploading a picture,
just
there's probably guidelines I have to follow for that picture. I need my page needs to look a certain way. There's a brand. Your perception of me doesn't come into play when I'm posting my picture. My priority is myself and the brand.
Okay. So my question is, when you started social media, is it a thing whereby you just started posting, and you did well, and you're like, raw, I'm gonna now structure this, or is it a thing where you had the structure already planned and you were like, yeah, this is my goal, I'm actually gonna try and go clear with it?
So it was actually me and a friend of mine. I think I was in uni, and I was just like, I want to like take pictures. I want to be a content creator. Like I want to reach out to brands. I want to like do modeling properly. Yeah. Hence the pageant and everything came into play. So it was a goal. Like doing what I did now was definitely a plan. But I don't really like the responsibility of that comes with it in terms of
that takes the fun out of it.
Yeah, I just want to have fun.
I hear it.
Like in the heart of it, like I just want to have fun and work with brands I've always wanted to work with. That's why I do what I do.
Oh, that makes sense.
Everything else is just a bit irritating. Like it's the truth.
So let's talk a bit about Do-Rag series. Like, how did that come about? What was the idea behind that? And what are you trying to get out of Do-Rag series?
So the idea behind Do-Rag series was because I feel like people could only see one version of myself, which is just like the pictures. And because of what I do in terms of like, the psychology, I wanted a space where I could talk about different topics unfiltered and also give people an opportunity to get to know me. Yeah. Because you will probably have, if you choose to, the wrong perception of me if you're just looking at pictures. But when you actually hear me speak, you might be like, oh, so that's how she thinks. That's what she does. So it was more like a get to know me. This is my thought process. And also this is advice from like what I do that can help you.
Like open the curtain kind of.
Yeah. Just a little
bit. I see you smiling. What are you smiling at, bro?
What's funny?
Nah, I just had a train of thought in my head. But that's good, man.
What is the train of thought, bro?
It's personal.
Oh, bye.
Oh. Okay.
No, it's personal.
Nah, I'm playing. No, but that's good though. Like, I didn't even know, because I've watched like a couple of your Do-Rag series, and it was interesting to see getting insight into the person behind the pictures, like you mentioned. Like, all right, cool. Not just a pretty face. You can actually talk. Like,
yeah. And there's a thing in psychology where like everyone has multiple stories, but for some people only see one side of your story, which for me would be Instagram, just my pictures. But sitting here today, there's multiple parts. People have gotten to know where I come from, what I do. So you've seen multiple stories, which is why Nigerian. I like to do things like I'm not Nigerian. But this is why I like to do things like that anti-rag series, because you'll see multiple versions.
Do you see, the older you get, do you see a rebrand potentially coming?
I think so. I feel
like I'm in your page for such a long time.
Yeah.
What would you rebrand to?
I'm not. What would I rebrand to?
Because the Do-Rag series kind of felt like a bit of a rebrand. Slightly.
Yeah.
It's slightly.
I've been doing that for years though.
Nah.
It's not. It's funny. I don't think it's a rebrand. Funny. You think it's a rebrand because you don't know me.
Yeah, I don't think it's a rebrand.
But my friends know that's me.
I think that's just another side.
You can't,
but I think he's talking about from a
perspective. You have to look at it
from the general public perspective.
But that's also been going on for a few years.
For a while.
Do you get it? It's going on for a few years. I don't think Do-Rag series is a rebrand. I think these are all different aspects to my personality that people don't get to see.
Just another layer of it.
I just thought.
But do you feel like you do an official rebrand though? The older you get,
I feel like I will grow. Whether I'm going to say I'm going to do an official rebrand, I don't know. But I feel like, of course, I'm going to grow, and whatever comes with that, I'm open to it.
I think makes sense.
Jopearl, the psychologist.
Period.
I see that.
If I say Jopearl psychology,
more than an influencer.
Like, it was birthed here.
Wait.
It was.
I'm trademarking it.
Wait, it was
Jopearl psychology.
Funny.
Psychology by Jopearl.
Psychology
No, but we're giving you the name. Psychology by Jopearl.
Bro, that's what they call people that do psychology.
No, but this is psychology by Jopearl.
Oh my God.
Not Jopearl psychology.
Okay.
Yeah, by Jopearl. As in, she's the one that brought the whole psychology to everyone. By Jopearl.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Do you find it hard keeping your personal? Or actually, let me ask it this way: how do you deal with social media scrutiny?
Ooh,
I don't deal with it.
Great question.
Like, I actually don't deal with it, guys.
What do you do? Just ignore it?
it doesn't
don't
exist.
engage in it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't exist to me.
I don't believe that.
Wait, in what sense? As in blocks?
It doesn't exist to me in terms of, okay, if I allowed scrutiny from social media to filter into my life, I wouldn't have Instagram. I wouldn't be posting. Do you get it? I'm not saying that, I'm not human and I don't see certain things that upset me, but to the extent that I allow it to control my life and stop me from living my life, I don't do that. I don't feed into that. I can't feed into that. Yeah. Like, I've had to grow thick skin, which I never had when I was younger. I've had to grow it.
It reminds me of a meme I saw or whatever, yeah. What's it? Tyler Creator tweeted something like, I don't understand how, like, social media bully exists. Like, nigga, just log off.
I mean,
but it's easier said than done.
Though. I feel like it's about resilience. There's something about resilient.
I think it's that, because, mate, some of those things touch.
You've had or you've had to develop because of the space you operate in?
Because of the space to operate in, because of my job, I know the importance of resilience.
No, I can imagine.
So, yeah, I've had to literally grow resilience.
And to be fair, social media is not easy either, to be fair. Like, bro, you have so many, depending on your level of exposure, like, if you're really exposed, anybody can say anything to you.
Anything. Like, literally, you think they know you.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, you actually think that they're sitting in your house, the things that people say. And it's like, I'm a stranger, right?
Yeah, no, I can imagine.
Like, you don't actually know me.
And I feel like people build like parasocial relationships as well, so they feel like they know you.
Yeah.
They feel, you know what I mean? They feel like they know you. They feel entitled. And it's like, nigga, what is your name?
It's
weird.
People feel
very. Have you ever dealt with that before? Actually, parasocial relationships.
All the time. So that dealt with
parasocial relationships. So like girls, guys, anybody that.
All the time. I feel like people feel like. Yeah, I get that all the time. People feel like they know me. Like, people just say your name or
that's
come
crazy.
up to you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In public.
Oh my
that's
God.
entitlement.
Yeah, what's happened in public?
I remember I went to like a games night, and I remember a girl just talking to me like I've known her my whole life.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I don't know you.
I can get awkward.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
So I was really taken back. Like, you don't actually know.
I know me.
It's very weird.
Too much confidence.
They're gonna watch this and think they know even more. They'll say, "Ayo, Dele, so imagine."
Only my friends know me. Only my friends know me.
But you know, isn't that a girl thing though? You girls just like buck up and
when
you're
I
just
say
like
my
best
friends,
friends.
I have male friends too.
No, I'm talking about, you know, when you girls just like buck up and you just start talking like you know each other from like 10 years ago.
I don't do that.
Oh, fair enough.
Nah,
that's weird.
Girls do that.
Girls do that.
That's weird.
Girls
no,
do
but
that.
as in this girl spoke to me like she knew me. Like,
well, as in referencing things that are online, making it seem like
creepy level.
A bit weird.
Yeah, creepy.
That's friendly now.
I can't lie.
Too
I feel
friendly.
like there's some content creators that if I butt them, you say my guy, you
I
you
get
good. Wait, how's mum?
He's one of them.
Because you said she moved.
I saw.
You said she moved, didn't it?
Sorry about the breakup. Sorry about the breakup. I saw that.
She has a breakup, but I'm sorry about that, man.
You coming to the reunion?
Bro.
And I feel like maybe some of them are okay with you doing that. I'm not. That's just not me.
Nah, fair.
Because like I said, the person that you see is not. I'm quite reserved. I like my space. I have my close-knit people, and that's it for me. Yeah. Like, I don't really like... I'm wary of people. No, I don't really like strangers.
Imagine you meet someone like Lai Wasabi now. I can't lie.
My guy.
The law.
No, but that's what you can say. That's his brand.
That's so funny.
Hey, bro.
That's his brand. You can say
I couldn't do that though, man. I can't lie. When I see like people, public figures in public, I just bruv.
Most times they just want to be left alone. I can't lie. They want to be left alone.
I don't even react, bro.
Yeah, don't react. Leave them. That's the best thing you can do.
I actually couldn't care less.
Because you have to think about it. Every day, how many people have done the same?
Yeah, man.
Nah, genuinely.
Or rather, if I get to know you, just natural or whatever. But I don't think I'd ever force like a.
Yeah.
I feel like I got like closing remarks in it. I got a question for you. So you mentioned how like you said something about role model.
Yeah.
How you don't see yourself as a role model, and some people say you're a role model.
I don't want to be a role model.
You don't want to.
I worry not now.
Because I'm human. I make mistakes. I know, but that's the thing. I don't like the fact that default I am.
That's just life, though.
I know, but I'm just saying out there, like I make mistakes. Like
everyone does, but that's what makes you a role model. Because role model also has the ability to make a mistake, but teach people through that.
Not with what I see on social media. When people see you as a role model, you're not allowed to make mistakes. You get dragged from making mistakes. They put you on a pedestal. Don't put me on that.
Canceling is doesn't exist to me personally. It's so selective.
But Will Smith is back up for.
Yeah, if kind of like you said,
he was cancelled.
If you're
live,
resilient
he was
enough
not
and you have enough of a tough skin, canceling it doesn't exist. Like Dave Chappelle's been making trans jokes
for years.
That guy's still selling out stadiums.
Ricky Gervais, he says
Ricky
mad
Gervais
stuff.
is saying crazy stuff.
I think for me, it's not even about that. I just don't like the responsibility of people looking up to me and maybe trying to do what I do, because I'm learning myself and I'm making these mistakes live.
But I feel like so long as you're clear with that, I feel like there's nothing anybody else can really say. So long as you're clear with that. No, because I feel like some people have an air of like self-importance or whatever when they speak. But I feel like if you always sort of humanize it and say, listen, this is not coming from the place of whatever, and you put that caveat.
I think once you're in the public space like that and you're an influencer, part and parcel of that is once you have a following, naturally people will see you as a role model.
Once you have a platform,
I feel like
because that's part of the influence. Because deep it, even the word influencer, even the word influencer requires you to influence.
It's true.
To influence is you're essentially a role model.
What I would say to
influence them to do
that's literally the
point of saying
to
you though is like I feel like you should give yourself a bit more grace. Like sometimes
I didn't give myself grace. I do. Trust me, I do.
No, I'm not to say you don't. I said give yourself a bit more grace. Yeah. Because sometimes the mantle that we have to carry in life isn't the one that we requested for, we desired, but it's one that we might have to, because you don't know like what your platform can do to bless others. Yeah. In as much as you don't want to be a role model, there's probably a girl or a guy out there who probably, as soon as you're posting, they're seeing it and stuff. And especially now that you're more vocal, you're doing a do-rag series and stuff. They're probably,
the mental health stuff you're doing.
The mental health stuff. They're probably listening to what you're saying.
And people literally say that to me. They approach me all the time. Like, I love that. I love do-rag series. I'm like, thank you. Like, yeah. So
for me, it's like, it might not be something you want, but it's something that you have to be cognizant of the fact that you do have it. Yeah. What you do with that power is now up to you. However,
I agree.
You can't, by virtue of you being in the public eye, people are going to idolize you. Like, it's just...
Do you know what it
comes with the territory, man.
People would, but I just see myself as Jopearl, and I think that's the issue. Like, I don't idolize myself.
But you have to understand you're bigger than what you see yourself as.
Yeah.
I get that.
No, but I think the importance
is... that's the struggle I need to overcome.
But I think the important thing is remembering what you just said, though. Is always remembering that you are just Jopearl, because I think that's what makes you connectable with people. Yeah. Do you understand? Like, I feel like getting lost in that sort of...
Help. My friends will never allow me to do that.
You know what I mean? That's when it gets mad. Like.
But then I'd say, though...
Yeah.
So now that we've discovered that you're a role model, in as much as you don't want to be this guy.
Role model.
I'm gonna give you that title anyway.
Do
with it as you may, but I hereby
appoint you Mrs. Role Model.
Role model.
Role model of the year.
What would be a positive message as we close?
That's a nice closing remark. I like it.
Or something that has really stuck with you that you've used to, make headway in life.
Stuck with me.
Could be a piece of advice, an experience, something that you can share with the people.
Even if it's to do with psychology, with your knowledge and that, advice to people.
I mean, in terms of psychology, I feel like if there are black girls out there that do want to pursue the career in psychology, I feel like you need to get used to rejection, because I got rejected a lot of times, but obviously, like, I have my master's, I'm in my role, my next step is my doctorate. So don't give up. I mean, that goes for every career. Every career. Yeah. Don't give up as a girl. Always have your own. I feel like that's one thing I'm really headstrong on, having my own, building my brand, bringing something to the table. And I just feel like don't allow people to dim your light. And that's something my mum has been telling me from when I was younger as well. I like the fact that the older I'm getting, the more self-expressive I'm becoming. Yeah. And that was something I've had to learn. So I think that would be my final message. Don't allow people to dim your light. Be yourself.
Some solid pillars. In yourself. Solid pillars.
Strong pillars. Because you're that girl, period.
Come on.
And you say you're no role model.
Jopearl! She's a role model!
model.
Hey, listen, thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Nah, we enjoyed it.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
This
Where can they find you?
Listen,
they know where they can find her, bro.
Instagram
but let's
underscore Jopearl.
Underscore
You can shop
Ayodele.
my brand, Snatch by Jopearl.
Is that the one that makes you?
Yeah.
she getting to it.
So,
She getting to it.
Shapewear.
She
all
getting
of
to
that.
it.
Shape what?
How do you do that?
Yeah, all of that.
So if you wanna
For your
Snatch
mom,
by
your
Joe Paul.
girlfriend.
You're an idiot.
for your who? For your mom?
Never
For your
your
girlfriend.
What's your mom snatching?
For your mom.
You know,
There is no
aunties-
auntie that you're gonna
aunties-
see doing
No,
that.
aunties like to be
Bro, there's new
snatched.
school aunties, you know.
Aunties like to be
I'm thinking
snatched.
aunties in their 50s and 60s
Every
walking
auntie-
around with the thing like
You'll
this.
be surprised.
Nah.
They
Oh
like
yeah,
to be
BC,
snatched.
look at my
They
snatching.
like to be snatched.
Look at my
They
snatching.
like to be snatched.
Is this
so-
suiting me? Eh?
But yeah, nah, thank you for coming on.
Nah, thank you. We appreciate
Thank you
it.
for having me.
We've
I
had a
had
lovely
fun.
show.
You
We had
guys
fun
have
too.
been really cool.
Thank you.
Except this
Look
one.
at
Except
look
this
at
Sounds a bit
Look at-
questionable.
I mean,
Don't
Don't worry, bro.
why
It was a
all
lovely
the
She's
girls-
ready. She's
Why do
ready.
all the guests always pick
No,
on
I'm
me?
joking. You've been alright. You've been alright.
Nah, you were a lovely guest, man.
But yeah,
Lovely insights.
yeah, like, comment, and subscribe, man. You know,
Yeah.
you know the deal.
Come
If you
on.
stayed this long to the end,
Yes.
you like us, bro.
You're
What you
true,
doing?
bro.
And you like me.
And you like
too.
Joe Pearl.
And you like
Joe
Joe
Pearl,
Pearl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And comment and
Yeah.
subscribe as
Come
well.
on.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Do the needful.
And go on Joe Pearl's
Because you know
page
there's
and watch.
ADHD. You
Yeah,
Yeah.
and watch
Do
the
the
Do-Rag
needful.
Diaries right now. Watch the
Do-Rag
Do-Rag
series, yes.
Sorry, series.
It's alright.
I did DD. I did
Get the branding
alliteration.
right.
Alliteration.
Alright.
Get the brand
Do-Rag
right.
Diaries. Can
Do-Rag
has a.
Diaries couldn't.
I can't lie.
Rerun.
Yeah, Reba. No, that's slightly. Do-Rag
I stick
Diaries.
with series.
DD.
But I appreciate the thought.
yeah.
I
She said the
appreciate thought.
trademark's already been put
Yeah,
in.
Yeah.
I appreciate
I've
the
already
thought.
put
She said
Yeah.
thank you, but we're gonna
No,
part
it's
that.
Hey, we've been SB Live,
Yeah.
man. Peace.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.